One of the funniest things to come out of Tom Taylor's Nightwing run is when Bruce Wayne had to take over the Nightwing mantle. Mainly because of how unbelievable it is. Nobody in their right mind thinks that this is actually Nightwing. But why did Bruce do this? Why did he need to take over the mantle? A villain called Heartless had found out that Dick Grayson was Nightwing, and he basically used Nightwing as a scapegoat and blamed all of his crimes on Dick Grayson by dressing him up as Heartless. The police chased Dick Grayson thinking that he was Heartless and shot him in the process. But Dick Grayson knows that Heartless knew who he was, so he refused to stay put in this hospital. Now, in an earlier issue of Nightwing, he had been poisoned with something similar to scarecrow toxin, which gave him a deathly fear of heights, which meant that he could not effectively be Nightwing. So he went to go visit a childhood friend, Boston Brand, someone that he knew as a child, otherwise known as Deadman. He went to Nanda Parbat to find Deadman so that he could help him overcome his fear of heights again. But meanwhile, back in Bloodhaven, Heartless had gotten on national TV and stated that he was Dick Grayson. And he threatened to start unaliving people every 30 minutes unless the Titans left the city. And that's exactly what they did, but Heartless also said, "Though I invite Nightwing to stay in the city, we have some unfinished business." Bruce, knowing that Dick couldn't be Nightwing at the time, decided to return the favor to Dick and take up the mantle of Nightwing, obviously because Nightwing has been Batman several times before. But eventually Nightwing does realize how he got poisoned. In Nightwing 105, he ran into Shelton Lyle as Nightwing and he offered him a drink of water. Shelton Lyle is the real Heartless. Now, all things considered, Bruce seemed to do a good job at being Nightwing. Nobody really batted an eye. Everybody just assumed, yeah, that's definitely him. Nightwing apparently gained 40 more pounds of muscle overnight and he looks a little bit older. He even got the acrobatic stuff down pretty well. Now, eventually, obviously, Dick was able to return to being Nightwing, and Dick asks him, "How did you do at being me?" And Bruce said, "I patrolled each night. The suit is snug. I quipped twice." I really wished I could have seen that because Bruce does not quip as Batman at all. Let me know what you guys think. There's no way that anybody thought this was actually Nightwing.